welcome the new best-selling authors of Ascension Mastermind to the stage. Are you ladies ready for your shine moment?
Yes!
Woo! Get up, bitches!
The whole process of not only writing the book and doing the things, but using the book as a marketing tool, being able to pitch myself the podcast, having this tool in my arsenal and being like, yeah, this is my story. This is why I do what I do.
Being in this community, I went from being an isolated stay-at-home mom, dealing with my own trauma, to being in this room full of beautiful souls and women that we are part of the collective. We're all here to change the world.
I wanted to share my story of hope on a different level and how I weaved it into my business. I also had a ton of growth there with just realizing that my voice, I'm hearing it, I'm now being able to share it.
This is a lot more fun. I do what I do because of who I am. I could not look at myself in the mirror. And these two bookend me like a glass house. And it saved my life, saved my marriage, and it built a business. And it's amazing.
Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Ati Greenspan. I'm a personal branding coach and business strategy, and I help you, coaches and service providers, figure it out what to post, what to do on and off social media so you can consistently get clients and grow your business. Welcome the new best-selling authors of Ascension Mastermind to the stage. Are you ladies ready for your shine moment?
Yes!
Woo! Get up, bitches! Woo! Yes! Amanda Magic! Illuminating the way! Anne-Marie Enner! Keep swinging! She left me hanging. She was supposed to introduce people.
I'll wait. We practiced this. We actually did not. That's okay.
Teresa Ferguson! My Money Story Rewritten! And Rena Rollins Williams, the beautiful breakdown. Please welcome them. Guys, this journey is not easy. We are so proud of you.
And I want to add that this book ranked in 23 categories. Bestseller, new release, amazing. It kept coming the day it was released, and it was so amazing. So another round of applause, because as Ati said, this is not easy. This process is not easy.
I kind of want to acknowledge we're missing one of our authors. Yes. She couldn't be here, but we love her. Her name is Stephanie, and we want to send her a lot of love. We'll do a little video for her later. These self-published books live through the work of our authors, and we truly are very, very proud of the work that you guys have done. Amanda, I want you to share with me your transformation, which is amazing. What was life and business for you last year before you actually decided to tell your story?
Well, it's like Kat said, I had a really expensive hobby. I honestly believe that I just had a side hustle and a dream, but I really didn't have a business. And then when I came here last year, I have to tell you, I was a giveaway winner last year, and I knew nobody other than Ati. That's the only one I knew. And all of you that see me around this room, you can see the difference. It's powerful what 1 year can do when you say yes to yourself.
Yes.
And I would say, I would just say, being in this community, I went from being an isolated stay-at-home mom, dealing with my own trauma, to being in this room full of beautiful souls and women that we are part of the collective. We're all here to change the world. Because I know if you're in this room, that's what you're here for. And Ati, we're doing it. We're freaking doing it.
Yeah, we're all doing it. You too.
Yeah.
I spend
very intimate moments with all the ladies as part of the mastermind. And walls break down, stories are told and shared, tears are shed, laughter, but we start to kind of unleash. So I get almost a bird's eye view of each of the women. Ati doesn't actually get to see those stories that are created until they start writing them. So she has no idea what I already know and what they already know. And to watch Amanda basically was like a butterfly, a cocoon, the first time we met. So my question for you is, knowing where you started and thinking that your story didn't matter and that you had nothing magical inside of you. And when you read her story, you will know it's magic. And I love that she's Amanda Magic. And how has that really supported that feeling of you understanding that your story really does matter and it is actually magical? How has it supported you in the business that you've now created?
When I was here last year and I decided to sign on with Ascension Mastermind, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I had no idea. I was like, I just knew in my body, in my soul, in my bones that I had to do it. It was just a complete 100% yes, and I had to figure out how to make it work. And it wasn't about being a published author, because that's awesome. It was about the journey I knew I was going to go on once I did this process. And holy bojangles, oh my God. I mean, I did therapy for years, but I think this has only been 8 months, you guys. And it's like, I feel like years have gone on. When you look at that picture in the book, I don't recognize myself because I have grown so much. That is a past self already. And that's kind of amazing. And I'm one of those people that really didn't think my story mattered. It's so plain, so drum. Who wants to hear about my boohoo story? I had a lot of childhood trauma. To sit with you, Kat and Ati, and to have you guys see me. Mm-hmm. It honestly has been the first time I've been seen, and not even by from someone else's eyes, but from my own. Going through this journey, when I look in the mirror, I finally see myself, and I think that is the most powerful thing that this journey can do for you, is that you can actually see yourself.
It's such a different story because you actually were a panelist last year. You and I have been in a journey together for quite a few years now. What was your before and after of writing your story and how that helped you?
So I had written a story the year before, and hearing everybody on the panel and how they came out on the other side, I didn't really experience that. I wanted to share my story of hope on a different level and how I weaved it into my business. That definitely changed how I look at myself. I also had a ton of growth there with just realizing that my voice, I'm hearing it, I'm now being able to share it, not be ashamed of it. And I think, like being on the panel last year, I said something that made the whole room go, oh. And I've worked on that this year, and that was trusting women.
Yes.
That was huge. And that was just being in the audience, realizing that, why would she be here? But being here on this panel this year I'm nervous. And I wasn't nervous as last year because I had that wall up of, well, I don't trust this, so I'm all good.
Oh, you were fear of being judged?
Just fear of me judging me.
Ooh, that's powerful. That's powerful.
Yeah. So this was a different, and I do say this a lot when I left you all, was thank you, I am. That was me yelling thank you in the back. But yes, it's been a really good journey, and it's continuing on as far as a lot of stuff's coming out sideways. I'm still growing.
Yeah.
And it's scary, and I'm okay with it.
I love that. What has that been like for you now? Because I see a totally different person than the person that walked into the mastermind.
So I'm going to go back to we were all sitting around a table and I let it loose. I'm like, this is what's going on, how I'm feeling. And I couldn't say thank you to myself and thank myself for being where I'm at. And I wasn't acknowledging who I am. And that's where thank you, I am, came from. And I say it a lot.
Good.
I do say it a lot, but I think for me, one other thing was when I was texting you so feverishly, the question you asked me was, what do you want people to hear from me? And it was never to give up. And that's the journey I'm still on, is I never want to give up.
Yeah. Good. And you haven't.
No, I have not. And it only gets better because the friendships that I've bonded with us all, I will have forever.
Yeah.
You know,
Sister 50.
yeah. And just being honest and open and the vulnerability of, and like I said, I didn't trust women. I was in a room with how many women?
Mm-hmm.
And I gave it all. And I took a lot. I'm not going to lie. I took a lot of advice and I did implement quite a bit of it. I have stepped back a little bit from it, but I think that's part of that, that ebb and flow of life. But I'm so grateful I'm here.
Your whole story is about money shame, burnout. Where were you before Ascension, and what has this journey given you?
Okay, a year ago, I was just finishing up my first year in the academy, and even though I had been in my business for a few years, and I'm still at my 9-to-5 job, I felt like I was just kind of like doing things and like kind of going through the motions, and something wasn't quite connecting. And I knew I needed at least another year with you. What it really was I wasn't allowing myself to actually crack open. I was very, very contracted. This journey does take you into the depths that you're not usually willing to go to on your own, and you can't really go on your own because it's difficult, like these things are painful to touch into when you get into your story. Like, oh, I don't need to do that. That's but then you realize how much is actually holding you back, because these stories, like, they're in your body, they're in your spirit, they're like, without you actually exploring it and digging into it and being able to just let it out, it will stay in you and it will prevent you from being able to go where you need to go until, it's finally released. That's why I, jumped on Ascension. I just knew, just like Amanda, I was like, I knew I needed to be there. For me, it was a no-brainer because I've always just wanted to be an author. And so I just jumped on. I was like, ooh, another milestone. Yes, Capricorn, So, like, that's kind of like my conscious brain was doing it, but it's like my soul was like, this is what you need to get to the next level.
My memory of meeting Matresa was us sitting face to face on a bed in the mastermind, and we're just staring at each other. She's like, go on, and I'm like, no, you go on. And she's like, I don't know. And then she started to share a little bit, and she was sharing surface level stuff. And the reason why she was sharing that was because she thought her story, like mine, disqualified. And if you read her story, or when you read her story, you realize it is not a disqualifier. It is a fucking qualifier. When she realized that, it was almost as if it was a switch. I just wanted everyone to paint this picture of us staring at each other going, you go, no, you go, no, you go. And then she just unleashed it. How has this journey and writing your story changed who that person is that I see on screen now?
I realized that it actually does inspire. I thought, people would read it and it'd be like, oh, she's gone through all this stuff. Like, what the hell is wrong with her? But it really is like why I am qualified to do what I do. I had to dig that out of me because constant imposter syndrome, constant, am I good enough to do this? All these things constantly go through your head when you're a business owner. And no matter what, the fear, the doubt is always going to pop up. With these stories on loop, on repeat inside of me, I don't know. I didn't even know, it was not in my conscious mind. It was subconscious. But then once I started to dig into it and be like, okay, this is why. And you know what? I don't need to let this control me anymore. And once I did, I was like, okay, physically, the weight started coming off. It was literally in my body. The weight I've held since I was 12 years old is starting to finally come off. And everyone's going to say this. It was about the journey, not just oh, yay, I'm in a best selling book now. Yeehaw, yay for me. It was really that was the whole process of not only writing the book and doing the things, but, using the book as a marketing tool, being able to pitch myself the podcast, having this tool in my arsenal and being like, yeah, this is my story. This is why I do what I do. Because before then, I feel like I had a surface level of why I did what I did. I was like, well, I want to help women with money or whatever. Once I actually started to dig deep, I actually have a much deeper purpose, like a soul mission, not just, I don't just do books and, help people with money. I am helping women to actually, create their life and create their reality. And, finances is the reflection of that. And so it just started to make more sense. And then I started to come back into myself. It's not like, you transform into someone else. You're rediscovering who you always were.
So, with that being said, Brina, I'm so excited. This bitch, I'm going to tell her. So, she is the ex-Target executive. She has an amazing story. But then she came into the mastermind, and there was so much depth to your story, to what you wanted to create, to your legacy. I want you to share with me how that actually taking that action on yourself, because you're kind of like a new business owner, and you went into full being like, I'm gonna write a fucking book. I don't care. And I was like, oh, okay.
Well, thank you, and hello, everyone. I am Brenna Rollins Williams. Yes, there's an apostrophe and a hyphen. It's never spelt correctly, but that is me. Like Ati said, I am an ex-senior district senior director from Target. And to this day, I love the bullseye. I love the company, and I am obsessed with team. Got in a little situation a year ago. I was learning how to love the reflection in the mirror. Awful. I am built for speed. And I am built for functionality, but I am not built to face myself. So I stayed real busy, and I climbed the ladder at Target super quick and became a scapegoat for my boss in a roundabout way, and was asked to cover some stuff up, challenge some integrity, and I brought it up. And the reason I'm sharing this is because this mic is the most expensive item I have ever spoken into. I was offered a package. I was given the NDA. We negotiated 3 different times, and I said, no, thank you, because I won't take a penny to silence this voice. That doesn't mean I'm gonna drop her name and run her through the mud. This is about, I know what happens, and I suffer. I have night tears, I have panic attacks, I'm the one that doesn't like myself. But hey, you look at my resume, everyone will be floored. I ran $580 million a year across 10 Target stores in 2 states, thousands of team members. It was freaking nuts, flying around on a jet, and I was 28 years old when I got my job. I worked at Target for 11 years, but I became that role at 28. Only female, youngest by decades, always underestimated, and that's when I show up to play. I walked March 29th of 2024, and I met Ati in October of 2024, and I now have my own company, Legacy Fulfilled. I support business entrepreneurs and corporate senior executives and up. I used to speak to our C-suite team. You guys are a lot cuter than Mr. Cornell there, but this is a lot more fun, and I do what I do because of who I am. And I could not look at myself in the mirror. And these two bookend me like a glass house. And it saved my life, saved my marriage, and it built a business. And it's amazing. Oh, and one thing to add just with the collectiveness too. Coming from corporate, and not trusting women, especially being burned by my first female boss that was a mother, I was so excited. And it flopped. So, first question I asked her, who else is in the group? Why? We're interviewing. Because my reputation matters to me. And let me tell you something. That was my ego talking. That was also a Band-Aid around my heart. And the filtration system that she's got this thing down to, and the navigation of the stories, these people know things before my family knows. And I didn't know any of them 365 days ago. They're real, it's supportive, and it's you. And if it's not, you're not in the group. Like, this is not the place for you. That's the wrong room. So just know that, because that's something that I think does get overlooked, but it's real, because this book stays forever.
Yeah.
I speak on stage. I'm not just talking about myself. I'm also a reflection of them. And I better do a freaking good job at that because of how I operate, with integrity, with honesty. I can give feedback and say, hey, this might sting a little bit, but if I don't tell you this and I don't help you with this, who will?
Yeah.
And I'm not just going to drop it and walk. Like, I'm a ride or die. So,
Yes, you are, girl.
thanks.
My question to you is, how has that shaped what you are building, that moment? Because being the go-to person where everything lands on your lap, the person people call when shit hits the fan, and everyone expects you to just be calm. How has that experience in those 3 days translated into legacy fulfilled?
All right, is anybody familiar with racing? Sprint cars, NASCAR? Yeah, excellent. Okay, so in your bag, you're gonna have a checkered pin. And I want you to know why. My business is built on the root of legacies. And my stepdad was a sprint car driver, and he was killed unexpectedly in 1997. Alcoholism runs in my family. My mom was really in the weeds, and I got really good at making sure everybody on the outside has no idea because I got to protect her. And I did the same thing to myself. So that pin not only represents what my company is, the foundation is, which is legacies fulfilled, but the pin is a reminder for you to start your engine right now, this weekend. I'm here to remind you to start your engine, to be yourself, and to be present in your own life, because that is a legacy worth living until the final lap clocks and that checkered flag starts going, and it's invisible. We don't even see it. But my life is dedicated to leadership, to growing others, and to facilitate a space for you to grow in it. And I can say that because I now acknowledge I've lived through some shit and I'm better for it, but man, would it have been easier if I had somebody to help me along the way.
I want to showcase their genius because every single one of these women has a business where they're showcasing their genius. And they're using this book now as a marketing tool and as a credibility tool. Amanda, I want you to tell everybody what you do, and then I have a question for you.
I'm Amanda Magic, and I am creating an amazing course. I'm a mental wellness coach, but it's something that's been a passion project of mine for years. And being part of this container and getting the courage from it, I'm finally ready to launch the manifestation. The manifestation is a 12-week transformational course on self-transformation and self-healing. And I take you through the journey, through like a Hogwarts-style train, to all the places that you actually go in a healing journey. And like the very first place we go to is Norwood Forest, that's haunted with your thoughts and memories that you don't want to talk about. Inside your bags, you have this purple pack. It's a magic pack. There are 2 of them out there right now with magic tickets inside, which gets you a full ride onto the manifestation.
You're actually blending the mindset and like gut health.
Yes.
What is one myth that you wish women actually finally like pop, like now? About like and how you combine gut health with the whole manifestation.
Yeah.
Manifestation.
The one myth is that healing is an external thing, that we think we have to look outside ourselves to heal, that we have to do all these other things. And I will tell you right now, whoever you are in this room, you already have what you need to heal. It's already within you. It's an internal journey. It's not an external thing. And I believe in not just one thing. Like gut health is really important. My story comes because I found gut health. I was in therapy for over 6 years. I did parts of memory, MDR, lots of really intense therapy, and I really didn't heal until I found gut health. I am neurodivergent, so I like to hyper-focus and learn all the things I can about something. I'm like, oh, I'm really interested in this. And so I reverse engineered why gut health worked, and I learned about the gut-brain connection and about how it's all connected in our bodies. And when I realized, oh gosh, this is fucking working. Okay, moving my body. This is great. What the fuck is this shit? Okay, so like really amazing stuff. And I didn't know what this was. The manifestation isn't just about gut health. It isn't just about psychology. I actually use 6 different sciences and I combine them all to teach from. So it's just neuroscience, psychology, biology, quantum physics, human design, and astrology. Just all in one.
That is fucking cool. I love it. Anne-Marie, would you tell everybody what you do?
So I'm going to start with first, I was a single mom, and then met the man of my life, the dream, set my life on this great path, and I was able to stay at home. The child left the nest, and I did not know what I was going to do next, and I floundered. I also did a lot of therapy. Then I just said, oh, you know what, I have a life. I'm going to become a coach because I met a coach, and that's what I'm going to do. So I went and I got certified. And in the midst of all of that, I had foot surgery because, I was getting healthy. They're all gone. And they said that, oh, your fascia, we have to fix your foot. And I got a diagnosis from a pathologist because they took this thing off my foot. And they said, oh, you just have RA, rheumatoid arthritis. I was like, what? Like, I had no idea. Sees the truth. And from there, I kind of was like, I think I need to be a rheumatoid arthritis coach because we are thrown so much information and everybody wants to fix you, whether it's holistically, functional medicine and doctors. So what I found out with myself is that I am seropositive. There is no holistic and functional way to do this. No one talks about what happens afterwards with our brain. We become very stuck in where do we go next? And I went to first heal my future self, because I had all these dreams of what my future was going to look like, and what does that look like once you can't walk and you're in a wheelchair. So I started there. But I was working with Ati. I was very cornered into being the rheumatoid arthritis coach. And I had many, many people tell me you need to be bigger and you need to be broader. And I was like, no, I can't go there. But working with Ati, and this weekend that we were there, you'll see everything else in there in the book that I'm the RA coach. I changed it to an autoimmune support coach, where I get to help women utilize their times when they go to the doctor's office instead of the doctor going, oh God, here she comes, the shit show. I got to spend 15 minutes of my 20 minutes taking her off that ledge. And I help them get the most out of their doctor appointment because you need it. I also get to help you with your life has meaning. We get to not live in that wheelchair before we get there. And the overwhelm is always going to be with us because our life continually changes with a disease. But today, I am sitting here. I am in probably one of the worst flares I've been in a while. I have a friend here with me, and she's seen me kind of navigate through this. I think that's also part of my nerves is I'm actually living, breathing, doing what I teach and guide my clients to do.
You also help women alchemize their story. So what is one practical shift women can make right now to feel more in control of their finances?
I am bookkeeper and intuitive money coach, actually, because I help spiritual, creative, neurodivergent women to organize their finances and actually get into their money, not just their actual dollars in their bank account, but the energetics behind it, the mindsets that are going on. You have two bank accounts, right? You have your external bank account, your actual bank account. This is what a lot of women do not want to do, is actually look and see what's happening. We're all very avoidant because, we don't want to, see what actually happened. And, there's a lot of DoorDash on there. What? Or, it brings up all these feelings and then all the shame. And so that's when you go into your internal bank account, right? Like, how are you actually feeling about money? What stories are looping into your head? Where do they actually come from? Usually it comes from, sometimes it's not even something that happened in our life. Sometimes your story isn't even from your own trauma or your parents or whatever. Sometimes it's something way down the line and and it's you that has to heal it. And that's a very big burden. But once you start having that awakening and that calling, you can't ignore it. You have to start really looking at your relationship with money and treating it like a relationship. Imagine, is your partner or your friend, how are you actually speaking to it? Are you just it's very reflective of everything else in your life. The only way to actually fix that is by gaining the awareness. And then once you have the awareness, then you have to, let everything come up and let yourself feel the feels.
What is the biggest mistake high achievers, like all of us bitches here, because you wouldn't be here if you're not a high achiever, make that when they lead from performance instead of truth.
Ooh, does everybody feel the weight of that? As a leadership coach, as a leadership strategist, and the biggest mistake I see every day is really hard, but we're waiting to be told what to do.
Oh. Yes.
Anytime you are in a room right now, you paid to fly here, we've talked about it, the hotel, the food, the outfits, the stuff. What would be valuable to you? What would have to happen in order for you to say to yourself when you leave this tomorrow, that was worth my time? What would have to happen? Does that mean I get a new client by the end of these 2 days? Does that mean I can look at myself in the mirror again? Priceless, by the way. Is it I am going to wait and Ati's going to tell me what to do? That's where everybody gets it wrong. Because we're not intentionally choosing what is valuable to us. We're looking for what is valuable to other people and that works for other people. And you can do that, but you're going to be waiting a lot longer than if you choose the value for yourself. And so with that, has anybody ever found themselves in the wrong room? I'm in the wrong room. I'm with the wrong people. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get to know somebody. I'm going to pour value into them and support them. May not make $1, may not have been worth my entire investment of a trip, but I made them see themselves in a better way than they did before I met them. That is what leadership is about to me, and that is what building a legacy is about to me. But it's what is valuable to you. So what needs to happen in the remaining time of this event for you to leave and feel like that was valuable for me? What is it? And then go ask for it. Go talk to somebody you're intimidated by. Go pitch a wild idea. Go take the chance. Make your time work for you and be valuable. And it doesn't have to look like anything else anybody told you to do.